Hi guys, it is Cara theBubblelush. So it has been a really long time since I've made a Montessori Monday video, but I figured it was due. I kept getting questions about, Carla, how did you teach Hannah her alphabet or her colors or her shapes or whatever it may be? And so I thought maybe the easiest place to start would be toys that I thought really helped teach me her colors and shapes. I think that's kind of the first like preschool-y thing that they learn is like colors and shapes and then numbers and then letters, right? Like that's kind of how I see the progression. So since colors and shapes seem to be so integrated in toys, I figured it wasn't worth separating the two. I was just going to combine them. So these are my favorite toys, 0 to 2 years old, for teaching your kids their colors and shapes. And I'm going to try to have I've got a big pile of toys here, and so I'm going to try to figure out how to do this the best way. But probably I'll start with the toys that she first started playing with. And I actually had to go dig these out of the garage, but I really like these blocks. Most of you know, I think these are Baby Einstein. Yeah, they're Baby Einstein. They come as a 4-pack, green, blue, red, and yellow. I didn't think I needed to bring all 4 of them up. But they're great. They have textures, like this one has a super soft side, and this one has a nubby side and a corduroy. So as far as sensory stimulation goes, I think that they're really great. And then with them being in such basic colors, this rattle is kind of annoying, red, yellow, blue, and green, you know, I think they're so visually stimulating that I think a lot of kids really like them. One thing to be aware of, I think it's on the blue one, there was a recall. I made a video about this. It might have been the green one. One of these two has a recall, and so you want to, if you have these and they're the older version, if you've bought them used or whatever, then check the tags, and there's numbers on there that'll let you know if these are affected by the recall or not. Mine are fixed. Mine are fine, but I think it was an issue of lead in the paint on one of the blocks, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So anyways, I think these are a great thing to start introducing them to colors and really saying, like, you know, this is the blue block and this is the green block. And even though they're 6 months old, you gotta start sometime, right? This is like Hannah's first shape sorter. I think we're all kind of familiar with these. They come with rattly type shapes inside. And so this one has a purple triangle, blue circle, a red square, and a yellow star. And they have coordinating holes on the sides, but when the kids are younger, they can just throw them in here. When the block is on, it makes noise when they throw them in, and then as they get older and grow into the toy, they can actually start using the die-cut holes on the sides. You can buy more of these shapes. I know one of the girls I nannied for had a whole bunch of them. This is gonna be loud. Sorry. But Hannah just had those 4, we kept it simple, and she played with it a lot. And then once that she kind of got bored of that one, we graduated to this wooden shape sorter. This one is by Circo. I think Melissa and Doug make one that's extremely similar. What I like about this one is there are a lot of pieces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides with 3 shapes each, so 12. Like that math I did there. There's 12 shapes, and all the pieces are wooden. And they have like some great shapes though, so it's even going to quiz you on your shapes. So they've got the hexagon and the pentagon, and then an octagon, I think that is, the oval, trapezoid, rhombus, or diamond, whichever one you want to call it. So I guess this is a rhombus. See, it's even quizzing me. And then I call this one the clover, because I don't really know what that one is. But this one is great. I have very few complaints about it. I think that they're, the one thing I don't like is the 2 kind of complicated shapes. You know, let's see, is this the octagon? Yeah. Octagon and the pentagon are the same color, so that's kind of confusing. But other than that, I think the toy is really great. And Hannah still plays with this, and she's over 2, she knows all the shapes, and now when she's putting them in, she says, you know, like blue star and green octagon, whatever. So I really like this toy. I think it is age appropriate for once they have mastered this other one down here. And it can be frustrating at first, so you have to do it with them, but then once they get the hang of it, this is a great toy that I think lasts for a while in your rotation. Okay, so that's kind of the progression of shape sorters. Another one I really like that really works on colors and shapes is this shape sorter by Melissa and Doug. I also really like it because there is a sorting aspect to it where they end up kind of organizing them by color. Again, it introduces them to shapes like the pentagon, square, triangle, rectangle, circle. I like that the majority of the shapes are the basic red, yellow, and blue, which is the first colors that I introduced to Hannah. And then it also has purple and green, so that's great. It's one of those toys that when you clean it up and you set it on the shelf, you can see really quickly if there's a piece missing, because it's just, obviously. So it is a lot of pieces to keep track of, but when you clean it up and it's on the shelf, it's easier than some because it's not just thrown like in that shape sorting box. So this is the one I liked a lot. Hannah did this from a very young age, and even if she doesn't get it on the right color, just that fine motor skill of getting the little circle on the little peg, like, it took a lot of fine motor skill, so, and hand-eye coordination. So I really liked this toy. She got a lot of use out of it. I think it's well made, and I mean, Hannah used it all the time and it's still got a ton of life left in it. So this, I think, is a great purchase. Okay. So for those of you that have done any research into Montessori, you'll know that one of the first, or the main toys or activities that they do is called the Pink Tower. And it's this set of cubes that get progressively smaller and it builds a tower, right? So this is like a very cheap take on it, but it's stacking cups. So I put the stickers on them. It's 1 through 10, so I guess you could work on counting, but I thought that they were pretty ineffectual. The thing I liked about them is that they are the red, yellow, and blue, and it goes in order: red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue. And so red, yellow, and blue are the first colors that I introduced to Hannah, and that's kind of a Montessori thing because they have, I think, the most contrast. They're the easiest to tell apart. And then once they've mastered red, yellow, and blue, then you enter in orange, purple, and green. So I liked that there was a stacking aspect, that you could either nest them or stack them and build a tower. I like that it emphasized the colors that I was working on at the time. There was a lot of hand-eye coordination in building the tower. You could count them doing the 1 through 10, which we did on occasion. And then I also liked that the lid was another shape sorter. And it came with some shapes. Orange triangle and red star. So I thought that this toy, I bought it at Walmart, I think. Let's see. I don't even know what brand it is. Sorry. But this I thought was a great toy. She got a ton of use out of it. She still uses it today because we use it as kind of like our own cheap little pink tower, and where she stacks it up. She still works on nesting and organizing. She doesn't use the shapes as much anymore, but we still keep it with it, and she sometimes does. But shape sorting blocks, especially this basic, she's outgrown. She still likes the wooden one. These are a little too basic for her. But I think this overall is a really great toy for teaching colors and shapes. And a ton of other stuff. Okay, let's set this down. Now I think this toy really only focuses on colors. It doesn't do much about shapes. It really is a good fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination type toy. And I did a whole video on this, but it's the Melissa and Doug lacing beads. So we are currently missing a blue one. I think it's under the couch. And you'll see that I have them organized now in rainbow color, so it's like that. But I used to have them in just one, and it was red, yellow, and blue. And we worked on making necklaces and the hand-eye coordination of getting the lacing beads on the string. This she has used for a very long time. I think we got it for her right before her first birthday, and she still does it today. Like if she's going a little crazy, I go, Hannah, can you go make me a necklace? And she pulls out the lacing beads and makes a beautiful necklace. And so once you can also use these to, if you get a little crafty, you can make pattern cards. You can do like a red and then a yellow and a green, and it'll be on a card, and then you ask the child to put coordinating colored blocks on the card to help start making patterns, that type of thing. So I think there's a lot of uses for this, and it can kind of grow and evolve as your child grows. But I think that this toy was probably one of the most used toys that really taught Hannah her colors, especially that red, yellow, and blue. She really enjoyed the challenge of lacing the beads. Okay, getting into like kind of a arts and craft thing real quick. Hannah did not do very well with crayons at a young age, and she still doesn't do well with them today. She likes to bite them and break them. So we did colored pencils, and I got these triangular ones. I don't know if you can see. They are by Faber-Castell. I got them at Joann's. But they come in a lot of great colors. They have been well used. They come with a sharpener, and I'm saying seriously, they have been really well used, and there's still a ton of left in them, except for this red one. It's getting kind of stumpy. But these were really great, and so what I would do is I would sit with her, and as she was coloring, I'd be like, oh, that's really pretty purple drawing, or whatever, if she was using the purple crayon. So this was something that didn't necessarily teach her colors, but it gave me an opportunity to start a conversation with Hannah and kind of reinforce that, like, oh, why don't you draw something with the blue crayon? And so, anyways, as far as arts and crafts go with kids, I liked colored pencils more than crayons. I still do. And I thought it was a good way, obviously, to teach her colors. In the same respect, I like every once in a while doing a finger painting activity with her. I think that's another good way of reinforcing a conversation about colors, and it's also really good texture play, like sensory play, kind of letting them squish in the paint. And what we did was we went to IKEA, and I think you get 2 for $5. Ooh, I don't know about that, but they're these little art smocks, and either that or just let her do it, you know, naked in a diaper. And so when she gets to finger paint, that is like a big deal, but the colored pencils are out every day for her to color. As far as books go, I really like this book, Counting Colors. So they get kind of like, there's a lot. It just focuses on one color at a time. But the one thing I like about this is it's a great vocabulary building thing, because, let's find the blue page. Because of this blue page, Hannah learned the word robot. She really likes finding the blue robot. So I just think it's good, and it also includes kind of colors that you don't necessarily see a lot of. Black, brown, white. Sometimes those are kind of hard to teach. And then of course, I think we already saw it back here, pink. Sometimes that, like pink, brown, black, and white aren't necessarily included a lot in toys. So I found that a lot of that came from books, learning those colors. As far as puzzles go, I showed Hannah actually doing this puzzle. She loves it, she mastered it very quickly, but she still really likes it. This puzzle from Melissa and Doug, I think, is by far the best shape puzzle I have ever seen. It's chunky, it's really easy to put in there. They've got the basics of the circle, square, triangle, rectangle, but they also have heart, star, diamond, and oval, which I think were really good vocabulary building. And once she mastered this puzzle, with its chunkiness, which I think is pretty easy for kids, and I like that underneath the colors match. There's not like a picture or something distracting. It's just kind of, they can also do it by matching the colors. Once she kind of outgrew this little one, even though it's still in the rotation, I added this one. This one is one of those peg puzzles. They've got the little peg handles. But it also included some new shapes, the pentagon, octagon, trapezoid, and it also has the words, but she hasn't really started picking up on that yet. I think the words are more for the parents. But really, really basic colors, so it didn't help with color so much, but it did start reinforcing those shapes. Again, I don't know why they do the pentagon and octagon the same color. I wish they would differentiate those a little bit more, because I think those are more confusing to kids, because by the time they're doing this type of puzzle, they've already mastered the square, the circle, and the triangle. These are the new ones, you know, these three I think are the newer ones. So I wish those had been different colors, but other than that, I think this puzzle is really, really well done. And this is by Wood apostrophe in Things. I think I got it at a consignment event, I'm pretty sure. And, oh, this is something I got off of Zulily, and I think it grew well with her over time. This is the, what it looks like. It's a vocabulary ball. Let me see if there we go. So it looks like this. Sorry. This is what it looks like. It's really neat because it has pockets. So you can slide flashcards in there. So at first, we would roll it and whatever was on top, then I'd be like orange, and then we roll it again. It came with 2 cubes, so Hannah could have one and I could have one. And then once she got a little older, and then she started recognizing letters, I added in the flashcards on the appropriate side. So like this is on the blue side, and we would talk about B-L-U-E, just to try to get her to recognize that like the letters that she's learning coordinate to words, coordinate to colors, that sort of thing. Kind of trying to build that connection in her mind. I think that is still kind of a long way off that these letters are used to make words, but she's starting, just the letter recognition is something that you can work up to. So I really like this one. It also comes with cards that have nothing to do with words necessarily, but they're more pictures. So you could put this on the blue side and then be like blue hat. So I think this is also a vocabulary building toy. I really liked it. Like I said, I got it off Zulily a long time ago, but I've seen it multiple times. So I like this one, and I think it's good for kind of all ages because it's, you know, it's just a soft-sided cube like this, but this really grows with them to the point where Hannah is still using it and she has not outgrown it yet because she can't spell purple. So, okay, let me put that back in there. I mentioned it in another video that Hannah really likes poofs. Poofs? This is a very cheap way of including some like kind of sensory play. We use them in a lot of different ways, including her little play kitchen, and it was another way of just being like, can you give me a pink poof? And then she would have to find the pink poof. So you can do that. You can include like 2 of each color and try to get her to pair them up, or sort them like I showed in that 3 autumn activities video. So poofs are something that I get at craft stores. Hannah loves them. She has them in just about every color, and she liked them when she was 6 months. She still likes them now. So I thought those were kind of a long-lasting toy that I didn't expect to be such a big hit, but they definitely are in our household. And the very last thing, Hannah's new like obsession that she loves are flashcards. These are, I think I got them at Target, not like in the dollar section, but over by the books and coloring books, colors and shapes. And so you can decide what you're going to do. You can either wait and completely ignore the shape and just have her say purple, or you can have them focus on the shapes depending on what you want. But nowadays what I'll do is I will just shuffle the deck and I'll hold it up and Hannah will be like red star, orange oval, and she's gotten to the point where she knows white octagon and like just, you know, crazy. It gets me so happy, I guess, that she knows octagon. I think that that's kind of such a weird and advanced shape, but I guess to her it's just another shape. So anyways, that is a long rambly video about my favorite toys for teaching colors and shapes and kind of how they grew with her and how she advanced through them. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a message below. I will try to answer it. And I think next time I'm going to focus on numbers and letters. So if you have any toys that you think are just fabulous for teaching colors and shapes, definitely leave them down below. If you have any suggestions about how you introduced your child to colors and shapes, let us know. But really, I think it's all just about the parents getting in there and kind of being a little repetitive and encouraging learning along with play and really picking toys that are developmentally engaging and educational and fun. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next week. All right, bye.